Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for being here this morning.
Let's go, let's go. Ow, let's start this show. King Roman News gonna come right through. Gonna give you that news just like you know he can do. Hot topics in your face, baby. King Roman knows his place, baby. King Roman News.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
6:30 a.m. Eastern time, baby. He's gonna come right on time with the news just for you. Celebrity news, politics, and local news just for you. King Roman News. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Let's go, let's go. Hey, let's start this show. King Roman News, coming just for you. King Roman News, coming just for you. 6:30 a.m. Eastern time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. King Roman News, King Roman News. Let's go. Hey, let's start this show. Let's go, let's go. Oh, let's start this show.
Let's go, let's go. Hey, let's start this show. Good morning, good morning, good morning, news crew and crew family. Shout out to everybody that's in the building this morning. Good morning to the members. Shout out to the moderators. Hey, Moddies. And shout out to everyone new that's joining. Welcome to the crew family. Thank you for being here. I really, really appreciate it. I apologize for being so untimely this morning, but I'm here. I'm here with just a quick topic, just something quick. I want to talk about this Nia Long situation, but more specifically, who and what, when, where, why. Now, I have a lot of allegedly to go over in this entire show, but I want to talk about the stuff people aren't talking about in this case. I want to cover a couple of things I've been on Twitter and some of the blog sites looking at. So I want to get into all of that, but shout out to y'all. Happy Monday morning. It is September 26th. It is our last official week in the month. Damn, this month has been moving. Good morning, Naries. Oh shit, you was here at 6:16 a.m. Naries, you must be on the gig. You must be at work. Good morning, Joe. What up, Marty? Thank you, and please hit the like button on your way in, and subscribe to the channel if you are not a subscriber. And remember to turn the notification bell on so you know the next time I drop a video. Let's go. Okay, Duchess with the whole flow. All right, my bad. My vacation started today off till October 6th, ready to turn up for my birthday week. Joe, that's right. Your birthday is this week. Shout out to everybody who is kicking off birthday celebrations. Everybody's been celebrating their birthday. Lucky you. Of course, I'm going to just sit in my chair right here until Roman comes. How y'all doing? And I'm here, boo. I'm here. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sorry. Listen, when I tell you, it really don't be me. See, I set my live up while my dog is sleeping and, my little company's sleeping. And then when it's time to go live, here goes little Eli wanting to go to the door. So I ran across the street to the park. Said, you got 15 minutes. And I just ran back over here. So, yeah, daddy duties be calling. I be having to take care of him. Then when I get in here, I got to make me some coffee. Then I got to do all of that stuff. Then I got to set everything up. And if you don't know about StreamYard, if you close your StreamYard out or your laptop out and then come back and you have overlays set up, if you don't go back and look at your overlays, some overlays have been removed. I don't know why they do that. And you got to go through. So I had to go through my overlays again and make sure everything is here. So Nevertheless, let's get into some things. So, of course, today I want to talk about who is Kathleen Nimmo Lynch. Now, if you are not familiar with the story, I hope everybody has been following this Nia Long story. I have been following it. I necessarily didn't have anything to say at the time because, in my opinion, I think the biggest outrage came from the details surrounding the allegations. So, sort of the ring doorbell, and you moved Nia Long out here. It was a lot of outrage around that. But I think it should be some more outrage around, who is the actual other half of this story. Now, I have to say this because, I would not be me. So everything here is, of course, allegedly, okay? Any views, opinions, and facts discussed on this channel, and specifically this live, are for the commentary, critiquing, and analyzing of current trendy topics and local news. Now, all of my personal opinions are not to be considered a verified fact and are strongly encouraged to conduct their own unbiased research. All things from this point on are allegedly and should serve as the basis for our discussion. Let's go. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that is clear. Okay, everything is allegedly here. So, if you all don't know, there was this big outrage a couple of weeks ago. It came out. Now, that's another thing. It came out all of a sudden that Ime was going to be getting receiving a suspension of 1 year because he violated a code of conduct, and not just one, multiple codes of conduct. And so, there was the whole, I don't know if you all saw, but the coaches came out and they actually had their little statement about what went on. And so it was so funny to me because they launched this investigation back in July. Now, if you all don't remember, the Boston Celtics played in the Eastern Championship Finals and they won. Now, specifically from around that time, we saw these couple of videos. So we saw this one video on Twitter. I saw this video. Now, it's actually of Ime and this alleged woman, Kathleen, sort of touching each other. So check this out real quick.
See right now, Ime Udoke, first-year head coach. And remember where this team was on January 6th. See right.
He allegedly during this time. Now, this was in May specifically. What date did I write down? May 25th, 29th, May 29th. This is when that happened, right? I just want you to keep these timelines in check because Roman always going to come through with the facts. So that need to be verified. Make sure you verify because everything here is allegedly from this point on. So that happened. And then we see that same day, and this is just to show you a little bit of his character. So then we see that same day he give this speech.
What's that? Hey man, we already did the water bottle thing earlier.
Man, fuck that!
First of all, we don't hang banners for Eastern Conference championships in this organization.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
So ain't no need for the water celebration. We got bigger plans. You know what it is, 4 more.
Facts.
Hell of a job though. Everybody, there's so many guys to obviously shout out, but what we do well, turnovers, rebounds, all the things that hurt us in certain games, we took care of those in the game. Big block shot, big rebounds, 2 shots that iced it. We can go down the list. Rob playing through pain. Yeah, Rob. Marcus playing through pain. Everybody gutted it out. Hey, and who are we? Road warriors. We've been doing it all year. Had to make it interesting.
Road dog.
And
we don't duck no smoke.
No,
yes,
sir.
No smoke.
Hey, would have been nice.
Track team.
Would have been nice to do it at home, but it's even sweeter to send their ass home on the road.
Hey, everything Easter, man. Everything Easter on 3. 1, 2, 3. Everything Easter.
Now, so this all happened in May. All of this stuff happened in May. Allegedly, okay? Allegedly. Now, the team didn't find out until about July and when they launched an investigation. So this all came out because the husband, he apparently saw some recorded conversation on the Ring doorbell. So he sees this conversation, and apparently he brings it to someone's attention. Now, what's funny is that the husband, even though his last name is Lynch, Taylor Lynch, there's also someone on the team named Patrick Lynch. Two different associations. They're not the same individual. Patrick Lynch has been on that team for a long time. So you sort of deduct that, that's sort of not the individual we're talking about. So, they raised awareness. And of course, the Celtics then decide to launch an investigation. They do this 2-month investigation. First, initially, they find out that it was consensual. Hence why, nothing was said, nothing was really done. Then allegations came that he made unwanted advances or made unwanted statements towards her, of which now we're looking at some violations, multiple violations. So, of course, they issue a response about what's going on. They suspend the head coach. And then, the outrage comes with Nia Long. Then everyone's mad. How could you do this to Nia Long? Then we find out that it's the travel planner, somebody who's been working not only with him, but with Nia, helping her and her child move to Boston to be with him. Not just like, a day or, a month ago. This was like a couple of weeks ago. They were in the process of planning this together. So it begs the question, who in the hell are we talking about? This is too fucking close to home. And so, of course, he issues a response and says, I want to apologize to our players, fans, the entire Celtics organizations, and my family for letting them down. I am sorry for putting the team in this difficult situation, and I accept the team's decision out of respect for everyone involved. I will have no further comment. And, Nia issued a statement as well. Let me pull up Nia's statement too. I know I had Nia's statement. Yeah, so Nia issued this statement here too through her publicist to TMZ. She went on to say, the outpouring of love and support from family, friends, and the community during this time means so much to me. I ask that my privacy be respected as I process the recent events. Above all, I am a mother and will continue to focus on my children. So it seems and appears that she's trying to deal with it the best way possible. However, it's embarrassing considering she's been engaged to him for like 7-8 years now. First warning sign. That was the first fucking warning sign. But okay, love is blind. You follow your heart. So Twitter got the digging, baby. So then I saw this post. Source, I have been told it is Kathleen Lynch. Can't 100% confirm it yet, but she has disabled her LinkedIn profile. Her husband reported it to the Celtics organization. Now, again, this is all allegedly. And so when I saw that post, I said, I zoomed in on the LinkedIn. I said, it says Kathleen Nimmo Lynch, basketball operations, Boston, Massachusetts. It goes on to briefly tell who she is. So then I go look at the roster, which someone else put on Twitter. And you might not be able to see this, but Kathleen Lynch's name is on the screen listed as the team services manager. And so as you're looking further, all of a sudden now all of her pages are starting to be removed. No longer can you see the LinkedIn, but this picture I zoomed in on heavily. Now this came from a Tiny and Bloom, one of her pages, I guess I'm assuming that she ran. It says, meet Kathy, lots of cheese everywhere she turns, fine piece in a tidy playroom, and $1 drinks from McDonald's. And as you can see, the comments have swelled up on this page, like, you helped clean his house and took her man, to shame on you. And so this page is now gone. And so I'm like, oh my God, maybe this girl is the actual person. All allegedly, I don't know. And so then I go back to that video clip where we see, and I try to see, does this look like the same person?
So right now, Ime Udoke, first-year head coach, and remember where this team was on January 6th.
And so I watched that clip again to see if it drew any kind of comparisons or any. And to me, it seems like it's plausible. Allegedly, it seemed like it's a plausible reason. Now, the husband of her, Taylor Lynch, and this is allegedly, he works for this company called Mercer Consulting. And here's a couple of other pictures of them together, her and him, her and her as well. And so I'm like, wow. So then the Celtics, they release a statement that they're going to go ahead on. And
as we learned there was a potential situation, we immediately brought in a respected law firm to conduct a thorough investigation and impartial investigation. And they took some time. And we actually concluded that investigation with a report 2 days ago. So that's the reason for the timing here. There were leaks, by the way, around that time. Obviously, we would have nothing to do with that and nothing to gain from that, and any insinuation about the leaks. We don't know where they come from. They're part of the NBA, as we all know in this room, but it's really unfortunate. And it's unfortunate also that female staff members of the Celtics have been dragged into the public eye unwillingly and inappropriately, and we take a strong stand against that and just regret it for them. It's really, really unfortunate and not necessary. I won't be referring to anybody else who might be involved here, again, for privacy reasons.
Now, what I think, because, you know, I truly and honestly, and this is all allegedly, please do your own research, I truly believe that he was having an affair with her, in particular, this woman. We still don't know. It could be somebody else, but this is all me putting things together, 1 and 1, 2 and 2. I truly believe he had an affair with this woman. And I believe what happened was it was uncovered by her husband. However, at the time, she pleaded for her job and for the sake of his job that it was consensual. After her husband found out that's what she said, I think it became an issue between her and him in their marriage. And that's when we get the flip of the script that there was unwanted comments or statements. This is all allegedly. This is what I'm thinking. And then now they have to double down on that. And not only do they double down on that, he gets suspended for a year. And he's also allegedly, probably, they say that he's not going back to the Celtics. And so I kept reading. I read a couple of statements, and I read this statement in particular that talked about why they played this out the way they did. And so they said she is supposedly married to the team's vice president of finance and controller, Patrick Lynch, which we know is not true. Though a rumor at the moment, this would explain the harsh punishment levied on her. After all, having a consensual affair with a female staff member, though questionable, doesn't warrant such a harsh punishment. And it doesn't. He's not married at all. We're upset because it's Nia Long. I mean, who's doing that kind of shit to this right here? Who playing games with that? I mean, I'm a whole gay man, but I would take her out on a date in a heartbeat, pay for it all on my own. You know, I'd be trying to do all of that shit, licking my lips and bat my eyes. Who's doing all of that to Nia? So, you know, and like someone else said, I was watching a video earlier today. He could have cheated on her with anybody else, and I don't think we would have spazzed as much as we are spazzing now because it's someone who plays directly under her face. And so, as I was reading this statement, it says, the punishment, however, suddenly becomes more understandable with Kathleen in the equation. The team is likely punishing their head coach for overreaching more than they are for breach of code of conduct. And I understand that because a lot of the argument and a lot of women are, you know, taking these men to task is every man has done this in the NFL, in the NBA, in these professional sports associations. All the coaches, not all, allegedly, but all of them have these fling on, fling off relationships with the trainers. We've been seeing it time and time again after we see these trainers get caught with these extramarital affairs. However, it becomes different now because the players are different in this situation. We're dealing with a top coach because clearly they let him play till the end of the season because they didn't know. How much do you think I think they know? It was so timely that they launched an investigation in July. They got him all the way through the season in July. And I was watching his statements afterwards because to me, he didn't give the impression of anything. And allegedly he knew about it in July, didn't say anything to Nia Long because it was just going to be a violation. And, you know, they were going to make a statement, but it wasn't going to be a statement like this. It would allow him time, allegedly, to share with her. Well, there was none because she found out when we found it the same way we found out, I guess 2 days before he said something to her. And then, you know, all the shit hit the fans and all the extra stuff came out. And it left us looking like, damn, how you could do this to her. But in a nutshell, that happens a lot of times. The difference here is they're not married, you know. And so I still think it was wrong because you are in a position of power. And this girl, anybody in a position of power shouldn't be fucking on anybody working beneath them, even if it's consensual, because it could always turn into what's happening now. And I'm shocked because I was trying to see if she got fired, if she also lost her job, or if anything happened to her, but I haven't got any wind of that. They've alleged almost all of the female staffers who worked around this man. I mean, I saw so many different names and I saw the women, and I'm like, oh, wow. A lot of them came out angry. Why are you all attacking us? And it was so funny that no one looked at other folks around the equation. And I saw this story and I was like, I think there might be some weight to this. Now, sometimes King Roman can get it wrong, but I definitely think there's some weight to this woman playing a role in this situation between Nia Long and Ime. You all let me know what you think. Hey, y'all, good morning. Good morning. Hey, good morning, Chef Don. What up? Good morning to you, sir. Hey, Kings Mina, good morning. Hey, Voodoo, good morning. Okay, don't Twitter be having it. Twitter is like the next Google. Good morning, Cash App and bullshit. Good morning, Brick Girl. What up, Slim Body? Well, Matt did tell us it was very, very ugly, period. I know it sounds harsh, but it happens ever. Cash App and bullshit, tell me about it. I mean, I saw the outrage and I saw people blowing this up, and I'm like, wow, that's just another trending story. But when I found out really what's going on here is that the Boston Celtics are trying to save their ass. You got multiple lawsuits from different angles. I saw another report saying that they're doing this because they really didn't want to pay this man for the rest of the season, but there's lawyers on both ends, meaning he knows his rights. He knows where they are compromised. He knows that even if you all launched an investigation in July, I was still a part of this team after that. So if you truly felt that, and she truly felt like I was a threat to her during all of this time, I think he has a plausible case. Not trying to get him out of that and not trying to find trying to down or bash her, but I think I'm looking at the team like they also are a player here too. So that's why they're coming out swinging like, we're representing. I saw some clips on, when they came out and did their statement. Brad, the CEO, he came out saying, yeah, we're going to do some prepping for the females. We're going to talk. Our job now is just to listen. Yeah, okay. Your job should have been to listen. Don't now try to do damage control and you're doing it the wrong way, because I'm watching every fucking thing they're doing. Now, another interesting statement, and a lot of people found it controversial, but I was sitting there reading along with the statement like, where's the controversial point at? So
that being done to a brother. Because I got news for you, America. There's plenty of white folks in professional sports that's doing their thing. And I say that not complimentary. I don't see the information out about them. Why are we talking about this now? We got to talk about it because it's the news. Ain't none of our damn business. Unless you fire him. But if you keep him, it's none of our business. Mm-hmm. It should have never been put out there by the Celtics organization. And don't tell me you didn't do it. Because you absolutely did it. Because news reporters got it. So it emanated out of Boston. Somebody ain't in L.A. or Utah or something leaking this stuff about the Boston Celtics. Right. This is on y'all. You shouldn't have been out here. That's what I have to.
Okay. Now, do I agree with him? Yes, I agree with him. There are men in the industry, corporate America. Let's just take sports out of it. Corporate America, hot medical industries, there are universities, there are folks who take advantage of staffers. The political Congress, how many times do we find them doing this shit all the time? And it's very select cases do we see highlighted in these industries. We're going to always catch that white Republican guy who's sleeping with a staffing aide, a hit job from the Democrats. Okay, period. All of that shit. So when I saw this story, I said, oh, okay, it seems like, I'm not trying to give nobody an out and I'm not trying to down anybody, but it sounds very, very much so plausible. But when you start digging deeper into it, it really seems like the team understands their liability in this, that maybe possible, quite possible, they knew about this a little bit before it even got to this point, that maybe they had more knowledge, but they wanted to put it under the rug and tell him, yo, we know about your relationship. You need to cut it out. And it got out of hand. And it got to the point where there was a conversation recorded that we'll never hear about, because I was looking for the conversation on a Ring doorbell that caught them having her having a conversation with him, And then her coming out saying it was consensual, all of that, those kind of details. And then all of a sudden there was unwanted advances or statements made. What does that mean? It went from consensual to unwanted statements. How, like, so there definitely needs to be more detail, and it definitely leans on the side of making him look bad. And of course, they're saying everything leaked. Who leaked it and how? If the investigation was by you all, who hired your own, the team hired their own investigators, third party. They didn't want the NBA, the league, to get involved, because normally, the league would get involved with their own investigation. They didn't want the league to get involved. They did their own thing and got their own attorneys involved. And I said, oh, why? Because you didn't want the league to come in and start asking questions and saying, oh, y'all really did know about this. Y'all really did know about this. Like, y'all really, really did know about this. And so all of that shit right there, I just said, I don't.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
And I'm not talking about Kathleen right now, nor am I talking about Ime, and nor am I talking about Nia Long. I'm talking about this team. See, we always focus on, I always try to look at these situations and zoom in on the player who's talking the most but ain't involved. How you doing a lot of talking, but your hands are clean? Hold up, Sway. So you mean to tell me y'all launched an investigation, third party, didn't want the NBA involved at all? Okay, cool, they're not involved. And then out of this investigation, you have multiple code violations. Okay, so what are the multiple code violations? Well, due to legal entanglements, or whatever word they use, I couldn't remember, due to, and I think he just said it on the clip I played, they can't say anything about it right now. So it sounds like there's more, there's a sort of a contract in place, sort of a document between the team and Ime about how this is supposed to be played out. And more of the backlash, even though a lot of that backlash is towards, them trying to identify who the female staffers is, partially some of that is painting him as a bad guy. I'm sure they don't want to do that because he probably has a case on his own. Like, they probably knew something well in advance, but continued to let him play. Trust me. And so then I was listening to an interview on one of the sports channels, and they were saying how they really don't think this is the end of his career. Like, they say he may be done for a year, but he may get somebody from another state or another team who might be interested in him, the next year or possibly the end of this year, because he has brought teams to championships. He's proven himself. And so that to me was also eye-opening. Like, okay, so this is how they're responding inside. I said, oh, okay, this is all interesting. You all let me know, because I could definitely be going off. But hey, VMW, good morning, boo. Good morning, good morning. Hey, Mimi, good morning. Hey, brother William Carruthers, good morning to you, sir. Good morning. Totally agree. The only reason folks are making a big deal is because folks think really pretty people shouldn't get cheated on. Mimi, why are we here? This is what's up, Mimi. Good morning, Mimi. Okay, come on now. He's speaking. VMW, my people. Wasn't he speaking the truth? And I saw all of the attacks on him. I'm sitting here like, yeah, what did he say was wrong? Now, I wish I'd have got that clip for y'all. There was a ESPN female staffer who came out on his show and challenged him. She was basically like, we're not about to turn this around into bashing females and all of that. And he told her, no, I'm not trying to bash females. No, I'm not trying to point this at any female in particular. What I'm saying is, how come this narrative is being spent this way when it comes to these kinds of players versus other folks in the league? It has nothing to do with female. And that's how I feel. I'm taking all of them out, and I'm saying, who is the person who built an infrastructure for this to persist? And all of a sudden now you got to listen to the little things they're saying. Oh, we're gonna make sure this doesn't happen again. We're gonna fix this. And it's like, what? Now, I did hear or read, I think I read this on Twitter, that it will be very hard for Ime in his future career to be around any female staffer without that female staffer either being sort of ambushed or attacked on social media, or questioned, hey, how was your dealings? Or him, like I said in a previous live about somebody else, having to be wrapped up in so many non-disclosure agreements. Tiffany Haddish, Tiffany Haddish is going to have so many non-disclosure agreements around her in her next acting career because everyone will sue you in 2 years, honey. Everyone. I ain't saying I will, but I'm telling you, every actor child that you got around you who don't make it big time, guarantee you give them 3 or 4 years, you'll have something. You'll have something. It's proven and it works, unfortunately for her. So in this case with him, it's he will have to be very, very tight about how he move because of this. And that's why I say I think he knows he has a case against the Celtics. Now they said in his statement that it's going to be a high compensation loss for someone in this situation. They didn't say him specifically. And I said, I know, because y'all got to pay him. That compensation loss is from y'all. That's why we don't know the details of it. I kid you not. If you all think Ime walked away a year suspension and not paid, you don't know how corporate America works when it comes to misogyny, that male culture. Even when it's black or white, it still persists. It still persists. I'm sorry. Absolutely. I strongly believe he got his year's salary, maybe a little bit of cushion to go away for a year and let this die down, or let them figure out how this works. That's my opinion. Absolutely. Because again, I'm looking at how the Celtics launched a 2-month investigation off of a Ring doorbell and found multiple violations. You mean to tell me during this whole entire time, you all had no knowledge? Now let's start looking at how an investigation would go. The investigation would go. So let's look at their first primary source of contact. And you don't just go ask them, you go ask people around them. Those becomes actual internal employees. You start asking the secretary, so did she and did he and you start getting more information. So everyone pretty much, so there was a clear knowledge that this, so instead of us going down this sort of investigating what's going on and bringing people in, deposing them, getting testimony, getting evidence, it's easier just to say, hey, we launched this, we're going to satisfy this, we've got some code of conduct, we're going to get him out of here and we're done, we're going to wrap this up. And we're going to move on to support our female staffers on the team. No, I don't know. I don't know about that.
How, Sway?
Okay, because I'm sitting back like, whoa, that was pretty fast. Sometimes when you hear a lot of this stuff, they have to build up so much credible evidence because they know a lawsuit might come on another side if you fuck up somebody's career. Because the whole point of that is you'll fuck up somebody's career. Any sexual abuse allegations, any child abuse allegations, once those are launched on you, whether they are proven true or not, to go through the investigation of that, you become sort of marked. Look at Johnny Depp. This man is out trying to rehabilitate himself so bad that he's out here running stories that him and his attorney are in exclusive relationships. Now, granted, it's cute to eat up in the celeb culture and media. I didn't even want to do a story. I'm looking like, girl, bye. But what it is it's about rehabilitating himself. I'm that playboy. I can play with women still and have good relationships. See, I'm even with an attorney. It makes him look like I'm still me. Even though she lodged that I'm crazy. Look, I'm playboy, and he's out on set in another Italy, I think it is, with a woman on set kissing her and stuff. I said, yeah, this is all, and they're coming directly from his camp. This is all about rehabilitating his career. So you got to understand that some of this stuff is like a hit job in the making, and you just be sitting back watching like, oh, okay, I totally get it. I said from the start, it was more to the story than meets the eye, period. Okay, probably her husband to get back at him. Now let's talk about the husband, because see, I got a whole thing on how that husband was playing this out. Okay, and again, I'm gonna make sure, period, point blank, the end, husband, because he bought that money. He works for a company called Mercer Consulting, and they are acquisition consultants. They help companies go in and buy conglomerates, millions and millions of dollars, and not just locally but international. So I know he got bank. So when I heard that, I said, oh, okay, if he working like that, then obviously he didn't take too well to this at all. Now, I also noticed that their last name is Lynch, right? His last name is Lynch. Did I show you all? So he still has his LinkedIn profile up, Taylor Lynch. But you also notice there's a Patrick Lynch on the team. Now, I don't know how much weight this has, but listen to me and listen to me carefully, you all, because I did a little bit of research on this man. Now, Patrick Lynch used to be a basketball player back in the day for his college, made it all the way to the top. Then he stopped playing and he became this top politician in Rhode Island. And then he stopped doing that and retired, and he became the Boston Celtics manager and worked his way all the way up to VP of, finance. That's his sort of career. So he has this weight behind his name, allegedly. And then you add this other guy, Taylor Lynch, with his weight. Now, I don't know if they're related. I swear to you, I searched Patrick Lynch, Taylor Lynch. Are they brothers? Are they sisters? Give me something. I got nothing. I don't know. But just knowing that that man got that kind of weight and this man has this kind of weight and this happens, I'm sure just the energy from knowing that there was some expectation that the NBA was going to make sure this moved forward. And if Boston Celtics didn't take care of it, it was going to go back to the NBA. And then the NBA would have had to step in. So as you start working the story and figuring out, like, who pushed the needle and how did the needle get pushed? So I'm positive the husband didn't like the fact that he was still on the team all the way throughout the championship, because I'm sure they had knowledge prior to. And then all of a sudden we get July. Bam, we get this hit job, we get this piece, a Ring doorbell, a hero conversation. Now, how many times you think the wife has been in front of that Ring doorbell having conversations? Fuck that. How many times, if she's that careless doing it in front of her Ring doorbell, how many times you think she's done it inside the place? And this man has, unlimited resources. You sure he couldn't check text messages, email? Like, as you start building it, like, oh, just a Ring doorbell was what tipped you all off. And then after finding out it was consensual to protect him, now all of a sudden it's unwanted. Yeah, I need a little bit more. I just need a little bit more. Oh shoot, I lost my comments. I hate when they move. Probably her husband to get back. NBA is a boys club. Bottom line, if you are a moneymaker, they aren't going to get rid of you because you dipped in the wrong pot. There's something more. Yep. Yeah, my ex had one that looked like Aunt Esther on Sanford and Son. She talks like Angel Cobo. Heavy tongue ass. Stop. Well, hate to break it, but you're right. It happens all the time and really heavy in the sports entertainment industry. Yes. Not Aunt Esther. Yes, I work with cheated down, predominantly men. Even they admit they cheated down, whether it looks or the person as whole. Yes, it is definitely a big thing in the sports industry. It's widely accessible. It's totally there. And it's a culture that's not only, just, I won't say celebrated allegedly, but it's tolerated. It's maintained. I was looking at something about, because after this I started looking at more research and companies and all different stuff. I was looking at this one company, I won't say their names, large organization, government agency. They're like 99% customers, United States of America government. They over in Iraq buying prostitutes, and instead of the United States shutting the company down, the company created a new company under another name and got rid of the old company so nobody could find out. Same people, same everything. So as you really start seeing it, it's like it's permissible. They tolerate it. They figure out how to manage it and maintain it. Absolutely. So that's really what I really wanted to share, is that, there's a lot of other videos on YouTube about this woman in particular, this Kathleen Nimmo Lynch. There's a lot of other videos on YouTube about her, and everything is allegedly because nothing has been proven. However, it's just so interesting that the names, the travel. I was looking at other interviews of her and stuff. She's got pictures out there of her and other people on the team and traveling, and she was on marathons for the team on their behalf. all the way up until 2018. Now, mind you, she's a free agent. She's not, she's more so like she can go whatever team she wants to. So she's been with this team since about 2018 as a free agent. So, this is interesting. I wonder, now we can't see any of her social media because they're all down. This is down. Her Instagram is down. All of these things. If you go right now, Tidy and Bloom, it's down. Nowhere it can be found. He has his stuff up. I wonder, he doesn't really care. He's a businessman, so I'm assuming he doesn't care. But it's just a shame. And how Nia is being dragged into this is even more damning. I know, because I know we want to just fall to our graces for Nia, but I think it's just borderline a sign for her to have to move the fuck on. You've been engaged to that, and I'm just gonna keep it real. You've been engaged to this man for so long. After I was watching another video, after year one, nigga, I need a date. I need something. And she talked on this interview. Now I'm gonna share this interview with you, and I know this is what's going to stop me from being monetized, but I think it's very credible to share this little video. This recording of her, but she shared on this video about how she was really heads over heels for this man, and how the reason she took time for herself is the real reason why she didn't set a date. And my thing is that, yeah, that's all cute, but after a certain amount of time, you all, let's be realistic. Let's just be honest with ourselves. What are we doing? I'm not playing house with you for the rest of my life. What are we doing? I guess I gotta get this video time to load. Come on. Good morning to y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button on your way in. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank y'all for being here. Happy Monday morning to you. All right, let me figure out what's going on with this. When I'm not on StreamYard, everything be moving fast. As soon as I get on StreamYard, it's like everything want to just... Okay, here we go. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. So we finna watch this video of Nia. Her talking about her relationship in 2020 up to now. And I think it's just interesting to hear her take on what it was. And now we know exactly what the hell it was.
Like everyone has a different understanding, a different agreement, and you have to do what works for your particular family, especially when you're both working and you have busy schedules. Women are super women, but we also have to recharge our batteries. And I've learned, especially in this COVID time, to really examine how I'm balancing my work-home life in a different way.
That was Nia Long talking about her relationship with Ime Udoke to ET back in 2020. Now she's speaking out amid scandal, Udoka's alleged infidelity coming to light and possibly costing him his job.
We have strong values at the Celtics, and we are doing our very best to uphold them here.
The NBA suspended the coach this week after he was accused of engaging in a consensual relationship with a female.
Now, y'all heard that, right? You got to listen to words too. Also, pay attention to words. He said, we have strong values here at the Celtics, and we try our hardest to uphold them. That, to me, sounds more like focusing on keeping our brand, keeping our name. Listen, we don't tolerate this behavior. So if anything should ever come to light, we handled it. That didn't sound like, oh, these are shocking allegations, and this is something that we will not tolerate. It didn't give me what you would, it didn't give me nothing nearly as what you would expect from them speaking the first time about this situation. Let's continue.
A member of the team staff, breaking the franchise's code of conduct. And after that presser with Boston Celtics leadership, Udoka issued an apology to ESPN. It reads in part, quote, "I want to apologize to our players, fans, the entire Celtics organization, and my family for letting them down." The 45-year-old is out for the entire 2022-2023 season. Udoka's statement continues, quote, "I am sorry for putting the team in this difficult situation, and I accept the team's decision. Out of respect for everyone involved, I will have no further comment."
We will make a determination.
Now, again, remember going back to what I said. This is definitely a collective agreement between the team and Ime on how they're going to handle this moving forward. You know, out of respect for everyone involved, I have no comment. That's not just for Nia Long. That's also for the Celtics. That's also to make sure you don't ask him any questions about, you know, were you first approached by someone on the Celtics about an allegation such as this? Because once the media gets hand of this and get to asking questions, it breaks the story down. We don't get that opportunity here. They don't even give you a name of the individual, which they don't have to give you a name at all. It's up to us or anybody else to find out those bits of information. But it's highly suspicious that, you know, as soon as your profile is up, as soon as these pictures are up, you no longer have a profile. A lot of people say, you know, she feels attacked. She doesn't want to be attacked. But there were a lot of other women who were attacked and their profiles is up. You know, it's almost like thou protest too much. Like you got attacked that much that it got you off social media. Because if it's not you, you have nothing to worry about. It definitely leads us to the fact that, yeah, you might have been the culprit. And it's unfortunate. And I just hate how Nia, you know, and her child and her son was sitting there thinking this whole time, supporting him sideline, thinking he's it. And who knows? I don't have the full picture of this, but who knows which of the women sitting next to him could have been this lady the whole fucking time. Shame on him for that part of it as well, you know, for being an asshole. Get out the relationship. You're not that committed, nigga. You are just a fiance. You are just one step in the door. That's a dotted line to marriage, nigga. You ain't got a date set or nothing. You could have easily got out of this. This is like a dude with too much access to stuff and don't know how to handle it. You could have been very clear with Nia. And you know, the real thing is he don't want to let this go. Who want to let something like this go? Let's be honest. It's easier to say, and it's easier to do that, but you don't nobody want to let, I'm telling you now, ain't nobody trying to let go of Nia Long, period. And that's on some real shit.
Pack shows so ticks like Boston. You see me in the lobby taking pics and flossing. After every pic, gotta fix my corset. I ain't running this shit.
Oh, yeah. Who trying to let that go? A heavy case of him just being greedy, not wanting to hurt her feelings, obviously being too heavily involved and not knowing how to get himself out of it. And unfortunately, we are here. That to me never rose to the occasion that now we got the Celtics issuing a violation of code of conduct, which I think they were forced. Their hands were forced. They had to do something. And a hint, listen to Stephen Smith's comment again. Listen to it again. They didn't fire the man. If it was something like that, they could have terminated him. There was reports also that Ime was going to resign his position, but he didn't. And you know, if you resign, you're eligible to go out and speak and talk. You're not under any clause or anything like that. You walked away from it, but they wrapped that man up under, you know, we're going to just suspend you for a year. We don't know the terms of that, but it could have came with pay. So listen to
that being done to a brother, because I got news for you, America. There's plenty of white folks in professional sports that's doing their thing. And I say that not complimentary. I don't see the information out about them. Why are we talking about this now? We got to talk about it because it's the news. Ain't none of our damn business unless you fire him. But if you keep him, it's none of our business. It should have never been put out there by the Celtics organization. And don't tell me you didn't do it. Because you absolutely did it. Because news reporters got it. So it emanated out of Boston. Somebody ain't in L.A. or Utah or something leaking this stuff about the Boston Celtics.
Right.
This is on y'all. You shouldn't have been out here. That's what I have to.
Baby. So we're going to stay tuned to this story, news crew. We're going to see what else comes out of this. Of course, you know, our hearts are with Nia. Of course, our sympathy, our love is with Nia. Of course, my love is with Nia. I always thought she was a beautiful woman. And I always thought she was very graceful. Like somebody who could be that down girl, but also have poise and be graceful. And so to know that you got something like that and you're still not satisfied, it just begs the question of what do you want? Like, and then you look at someone like Kathleen, no shade to anybody who's named Kathleen. But you look at someone like Kathleen and it's like, what was going on? Like, you know, like what can we just deduct some variables here? What was happening here that you couldn't get here? Like somebody make sense for me. Was it the fact that she was easily accessible? Because remember in the interview I showed you with Nia, she started off by saying that, you know, our careers, we spend a lot of time apart. Clearly they weren't living in the same areas or states and their jobs had them separated. So again, back to my earlier point, you mean to tell me this just happened? Y'all just uncovered this in July? This just happened this year? Nobody from the road to the other support staff to administration knew about this either this year or the years prior. They've been heavy on the road. Are you kidding me? And so it's so easy for us to just say, oh, he's a bad guy. But yeah, but he was also supported in being that bad guy. There was a whole machine behind trying to protect this. And then eventually it got caught on a Ring doorbell. And now they got to do damage. So instead of just firing him, because you can't, how you going to fire this man? And make him, if you fire him, he loses his benefits, his health benefits, he loses his retirement package. I'm sure he loses his incentives. He loses all of that. So it's best for us just to suspend you, quietly give you everything. You still got health package. You still got all of that good stuff. But we're going to suspend you for the optics because it was clearly code violations. And we're just going to move on. And we're not going to release her name. We're not going to say nothing else about it. And we're just going to move on. That's, I have to be heavy. I have to be heavy on the allegedly, y'all. But that's what I feel is going on here. And we're just so, enamored by the fact that how could you do that to Nia? Shit, they niggas that do that to the baddest. Okay, trust me. Trust me, the baddest has to worry nowadays. You know what I'm saying? And that's on both sides, the men and women. Everybody have to be concerned. Everybody needs to be on heightened alert. Not just because Nia got cheated on, but shit, Beyonce got cheated on too. Oh shit. Let me definitely say allegedly. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why we shocked about this. Again, I wasn't shocked, but my heart definitely was like, damn, Nia though. You could have just easily just was like, yo, babe. But it's hard to separate yourself from somebody like Nia. Who knows what kind of moments they share? Who knows? She got out of a relationship and, what kind of trauma she was through that he helped heal her through. Who knows? And for those bonds, it sort of was hard to break, but it was enough for you to go and creep for what, 2 months? Because y'all not going to tell me they found this out in May, April, March. No. I wasn't born yesterday or the day before or a month or 2 months ago. No, this was definitely built. This was definitely fortified and it blew up. And this is what we see now. Now, as far as the story being leaked, I absolutely feel like the story was leaked. Multiple culprits in the leakage of this story. Part of that could be the husband trying to wreak havoc on Ime. Part of it could be the Celtics trying to do damage control on their part to make sure that if anything does come out in the future, they had nothing to do with it. Or part of it could be just folks know on the inside that this was going on and, a suspension is coming and word got out. But I do feel like the leakage was a part of all of this. An announcement was going to come. You can't just suspend a coach like of his magnitude and think nobody was going to know. So yeah, an announcement was going to come. They knew in July. Investigation, they knew all of that. Nia knew nothing. Meanwhile, she's still working with the staffer. That's what got me. So you're doing an investigation. You still have the staffer on payroll working with closely with him. Normally, you typically remove the person from working with that person if there's an investigation until the investigation is over and you've proven nothing is there. But she's still working. In fact, helping her move, relocate, and by all accounts, still working with him. And then all of a sudden, now we know that, you make this announcement. He tells her 2 days before shit hits the fans. So as we're learning more details about it, she's learning the same kind of fucking details. You can only imagine what she's like, what? Wait, who? Kathleen? That, because then the hood Nia come out. I'm gonna tell you right now, even she definitely cried through it. But baby, hood Nia came out. I could just see her I'm not gonna shed no tears. No, I'm not gonna cry, not the time. Cause I can see her in that whole mood. And shout out to her. I hope she spazzed the fuck out on him. I hope she cursed his ass the fuck out. And I hope she gave Kathleen the business. Allegedly, if it's Kathleen or not. Whoever she is, right now she's Kathleen. I hope she ran that bitch out. I hope she told her, ho, we can meet on the avenue for real, and talk about it. And tug that bitch wig. That's a wig you tug. Fuck all that. That's a wig that should have been tugged on some real shit. Bitch, you played in my face this whole, imagine how long. Again, a sexual relationship like that just don't build up overnight, a month, a 2 month, and they've been around each other. She's been with the team since 2018. That shit just don't build up. That shit that just starts, chemistry, maybe a bump into each other, a late night. And you've been talking to me? Nah, we won't. Let's just go meet for coffee and let's just talk about it. And in the process, a wig should be tugged. That's just on GP. She owes you to allow you to tug her wig a little bit. You ain't got to go snatch it all the way off. But I do think she's owed a small amount of tuggage on some real shit. Tug that bitch. For real. Hey, Kimberly Black, good morning. Good morning. Wait, not afraid to say that once again, that it's the young black man who touched the forbidden fruit and he's being the character in the movie Mandingo, period. He's being labeled. Kathleen is a free agent, all right? Yeah, she a free agent, all right? Because see, it's easy for her to go and move and go somewhere else. She wanted some of that. They definitely protected her name. Everything about that was protected. But see, the problem of it is they started saying, releasing shit like team travel. She plans the team's travel and stuff like that and was working closely. So you just start using reasonable deduction of who's all around him. And you start figuring out like, oh, okay, people aren't slow. No, bump that. Both y'all got money, planes, trains, and automobiles to get to Nia. That meet me on the side of the road, actually, and I was great. Hey, BB Nice, good morning. Let's face it, 12 years engaged and no marriage and a child. Is that normal? Brothers, come on with it. And because of the choices that people make, but when there's infidelity, we want to cry out. Listen, that's what people want. People want to be dotted line committed with somebody of Nia stature, because Nia's a baddie. She's a baddie. So you want that, right? But you also, as a man in a sports-driven industry with a bunch of other men where shit like this is sometimes acceptable, you have unlimited opportunities just thrown at you. And so you have to determine whether you're going to accept them or not. And just given the fact that you haven't even decided whether y'all gonna be together, and now who knows? Nia could have been with it too. Who knows? But the fact that you, as the man figure, haven't made that decision. Yeah, we're engaged, but haven't really put that foot down for a long-term commitment is clear insight to me that something like this was gonna is happen, could have happened, and who knows how many other times this could have happened. Nia might got more stories for days. Remember her statement. We got to look back to what Nia's statement was. Nia came out and made a statement. Her statement was, did I have Nia's response? Yeah. Nia's statement was, the outpouring of love and support from family, friends, and the community during this difficult time means so much to me. I ask that my privacy be respected as I process the recent events. Above all, I am a mother and will continue to focus on my children. Now, let's dissect that for a minute. That didn't give me, it gave me, okay, I need to get through this. It gave me very much so like, all right, like, okay, thank you for the love and support. Let's just respect my privacy as I just process these recent events, and I'm gonna focus on my children. It totally gave me, it felt like that she has an understanding, like, all right, I'm seeing what's going on. Thank you all for the love and support. We're gonna get through this. That didn't give me somebody down and out and trodden and none of that, even though she could be. And again, this is all allegedly, but it made me feel like Nia knew what was up. Like, all right, it's time to go. And maybe this could have been a reason why there was such a length of time in them just being engaged, because we don't know. Again, we don't know the details, but now we got a story. Hopefully she comes out and tells us, because I would love to know, because I have questions for him. Now, granted, he isn't a bad looking guy at all. I mean, not to me. And so I could definitely see how he could, if this is once, he probably got more, suspects in his pocketbook. And which is more of a reason why the Boston Celtics wanted to go ahead and slam this shit down and get a third party to come and investigate it, and not have the NBA step in and do their thorough investigation. Because it was going to be not just him, but it was going to be multiple players, because they would have had to ask Ime some questions, and he would have had to say, well, some things allegedly, they knew we were working together back in X, Y, and Z. Who was they? And what by our policy, did you report this? So why did this now get reported? Oh, because an outside person now came to the team to say this, the husband, and y'all want to sweep it under the rug. Come on now. I know this story is thick as hell. This is definitely thick. Oh yeah, Will got cheated on. Let's face it. One of the biggest lessons in this is beauty, looks, fame, or money does not guarantee loyalty or faithfulness in a relationship. That's so true. And good morning, Charles Dotson. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, Nia is a Scorpio. Yeah. To me, yeah, she seemed like she's so ready. She's like, she got it. I think she confront him like Tia did there on the game. Well, theirs goes to beauty and grace, and out comes the ghetto. I can see her doing that. Good morning, Jay Parrish, and have an amazing week. And you too as well. In the 90s, my sister Bestie cut up her husband's drawers and threaded them through a chain link fence, spelling the word cheater. Okay. Damn. Now that was mad. I was mad. She was mad. She was mad. So, that's my thought on all of this. That's all I really had to say on this, is that pay close attention to this, not just to, Ime and his shortcomings and his mistakes in this situation, because they were definitely mistakes in a lot of ways. One, no one said you couldn't have this kind of relationship with her. Now, she shouldn't be involved because she's a married woman, because you could have easily told Nia and backed away and moved forward doing whatever the fuck you wanted to do with whomever you wanted to. Nobody on the team, though. It needed to be all folks outside. You could have been out sleeping around with all kind of folks. There's all kind of people out here that you had access to. So that was your first mistake, not being honest with yourself. And it led you to make poor decisions. And now you see your poor decisions have not only affected you, but multiple people around you, because Nia's impacted. She, of course, looks like a fucking fool. Of course she looks. We got to call it what it is. She looks like a fool. A lot of us have questions like, girl, you didn't know this was coming, or has he been doing this? And that's the reason y'all been engaged this long. Like, what's tea? You can tell us, mama. It's okay. We understand. He's, the man. I get it. But, sometimes the man is really the man, and they expect that they are treated that way. Who knows? We don't know that. And then you got Kathleen, allegedly, we don't know what this has done to her marriage. We don't know what this has done to her career. We don't know how this has affected her at all, And certainly it's been, if not anything, it's certainly gonna be traumatic for her if she continues working with the Celtics moving forward, because her interactions are gonna continue with other men on the team, and I'm sure all of that will be scrutinized heavily. What's going on? How did you fall into that? I'm sure her husband is gonna have problems with the team moving forward, or I'm sure he's probably gonna get his way, knowing that, I know y'all allowed this to happen, so I want my cake and my ice cream too. We never knows. And in my eyes, allegedly, and behind the scenes, I totally think that the Boston Celtics, the ownership, the leadership, are speaking not damagingly, not damagingly about Ime. Like, I think they understand to play their role, to play their position, keep everybody out of it, keep it clear for their own sake as well. So I don't think we're going to hear too many damaging words other than we've suspended him for these violations and we're moving forward, which sounds like a huge cover up to me. Again, allegedly, but it sounds like a cover up. Not that this didn't happen, but that they knew about it a lot longer than what we know now. And to save face, because that would have been the bigger scandal. NBA internal investigation of the Boston Celtics team, a member of the league's franchise, uncover 12-month long affair between a coach and a staffer on the team. Do you understand how big of a hit job that would have been, not only to Ime and the perpetrator or whoever the person was, but to the team? Oh my God, heads would have had to roll. People would have expected leadership changes. The public would have looked at people. Fans would have been coming there differently. The protests. Look around. So let's just kill this at the lowest level possible. We got to get you, man. So we're gonna do it this way. We're letting you know we're going public about this in a couple of weeks. So get your shit in a row. And here we are. So stay tuned. Watch how pay closer attention to how the Boston Celtics plays this out, because I'm telling you, there's nothing going to come from Ime right now. You're not going to get anything from him. Everything else is going to be hearsay. And Nia Long is going to probably wait some time before she says anything. Clearly, one, because she understands how Hollywood works. She's not going to fuck up her bag. And anytime something like this comes out and is detrimental to not only you, but people now, any movie or projects you got working on, and you come out to do press, they're not asking you about the movie, but how do you feel, is definitely not something filmmakers, Hollywood producers want to happen during campaigning for movies. So pay attention to how she handles it, because it's going to be very limited. She definitely told us, thank you for the support, I need privacy right now. That's for a reason. She knows about her bag. That's why I said, yeah, she's a baddie. Like, yeah. And Ime's not, and Kathleen is trying to dismiss her whole life. I'd be damned she changed her name to Stacy tomorrow. Stacy something else. So really, we're focusing on how the Celtics plays this out moving forward, because all eyes are on them. Watch how, when I'm gonna tell you, they're gonna double down on their support for female staffers, and we're listening and we hear you. And it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Oh, they're gonna double down on all of this because it's cleanup. They're gonna continue to internally make sure that Ime's name is respected. I'm sure within the locker rooms and at meetings, they're gonna make sure we can't talk about them. Please refrain from making comments, blah, 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 because they know you fuck up that man's career, he's going to talk. That's a breach of whatever agreement y'all got. Now he can talk. Bets are off, bitch. Like Ray J is telling Kris Jenner, bets are off, bitch. Now we can talk. That's the same approach it is here. So it's going to be interesting. That's interesting to me. That's why I said, okay, now it's time to talk. When it first broke, it was like, damn. I just felt like I was like, damn, Nia, though? Who cheating on Nia? That was the first thing I said. I was like, who cheating on Nia? Long? I could just imagine. Yeah, let me keep it so I can get myself monetized. But baby, legs, hips, and body, that's all I see, baby. And I don't think she's the kind of person you want to cheat on. But That's all I had for y'all news crew. Thank you for being here. Y'all hit the like button. Y'all hit the like button. I hope y'all have had a fresh start to y'all Monday morning and y'all about to get y'all day started. But I just really wanted to come shout and talk to y'all about that, about this story. Because I've been thinking, I thought it was interesting, but I didn't think it was interesting enough to, I wanted to get, first I wanted to hear Nia. Like, what is she gonna say? What Nia got to say about it? Then I heard her statement and I'm like, oh, okay. It didn't sound like I was looking for at moments like these. This is where you know how these we've seen statements at moments like this is where you really get to see who your friends are and your family. And I just really ask that God pray for him. And we've seen statements like that. We didn't get into that. We literally got, all right, I need privacy as I deal with these recent events, not even saying nobody name, like as I deal with that shit, how as I deal with that, as I deal with these recent events, as I deal with that over there. And I thank y'all for y'all love and support. But at first, I'm a mom. So like I see all this shit, but like it's cool. I gotta get to that saying I'm a mom first is also I'm getting to my bag. I'm not worried about this, man. I gotta get that's why we wasn't having time for each other. Get into my bag, because shit like this. And so, and I'm sure it's not gonna be hard for her to find another man. No, I'm sure, but there was a connection there. Clearly, if y'all engaged that long, there was a connection, a level of familiarity, definitely a layer of love, but just not enough for him not to cheat. And I hate when people say, for men, they can love you and cheat, or a woman can love you and cheat. No, I don't believe that shit. You can love someone enough to cheat. Yeah, you can. You can love them just to the point where I'm gonna get you roses and stuff, and then later on the night you're going to cheat. That ain't no I love you, and then no. That's a layer of love there, but you don't love me fully. Because if you love me, you would know you would want to hurt me that way. You rather like, hey, I need a moment. I just need a little break. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if y'all hearts come back together, you know what it was. At least you was honest up front. Why couldn't you be that way? Y'all both have all the resources in the world. Who needs to cheat when you got like, but it was Nia. He don't want to lose her. Nobody want to lose Nia. Even you gonna play that shit out until the wheels fall. And I'm sure she is a woman that can, do her thing. Who knows? Now let me not do that, because the finest folks and the baddies have their own discretions. So who knows what her shortcomings were, or what her fault, or her mistakes may have been in a relationship. We don't know that either. I ain't gonna sit here and put her on a pedestal, but damn, I don't know if I'll be cheating on Nia Long, with the likes of and no shade, Kathleen, no shade, but I don't know. It's not given for me. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Not for me. Mm-mm. No, I'm sorry. I'm good though. I'm all good. I'm all good. Well, great story and commentary, King Roman, and we'll be doing some close listening and keeping up with this story. Absolutely, brother Carruthers. Thank you, and thank you all for coming through. I hope y'all have a great morning, and shout out again to the replay gang. And I hope you hit the like button, replay gang. Dang, how you gonna watch it on the replay? Don't even hit the like. That's all I'm asking for is a like. Just give me a little bit of love. I appreciate it. And shout out to my members. Shout out to y'all for constantly holding me down each month. Of course, going on 2 years as of Saturday, and I didn't come this weekend because I had so many other plans, which I probably come live tonight. Now that I got our one of our stories out the way, just come live, kick the breeze, the wine, we just chill and kick it, and talk about what's going on and our celebration here for 2 years of having a channel. And then shout out to the subscribers. I really appreciate y'all. We are almost at 3,000 subscribers, which is crazy. The goal was 2,500. I looked up. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So shout out to you all. We gonna keep it rocking and rolling. Local news probably on Wednesday or Friday. I don't know, but I'll be live on Wednesday. Again, I don't know what we gonna talk about. I don't know whatever I wake up in the morning, but we'll be back Wednesday for certain. If not anything, I'll be back Wednesday. But thank you all and shout out, and I appreciate y'all being here with me. I ain't fucking down. Because I'm telling you, how you gonna go from that to that? How does that work? Not. It's a no for me, a huge no. But shout out to y'all, and I catch y'all on the flip side. And until next time, and y'all drop some crowns on the chat on the way out as you're hitting the like. And on the next time, on the flip side, and until next time, deuces. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for being here this morning.
Let's go. Oh, let's start this show. King Roman news gonna come right through. Gonna give you that news just like you know he can do. Hot topics in your face, baby. King Roman knows his place, baby. King Roman news.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
6:30 a.m. Eastern time, baby. He's gonna come right on time with the news just for you. Celebrity news, politics, and local news just for you. King Roman News. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Let's go. Hey, let's start this show. King Roman News, coming just for you. King Roman News, coming just for you. 6:30 a.m. Eastern time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. King Roman News, King Roman News. Let's go. Let's start this show. Let's go.